Hello, 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 and welcome to The Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, part of the Cup Network, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm going to give the tea, spill the tea, drink the tea because I love me some tea. Purr. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I'm currently just drinking on some water here because hydration is important. So stay hydrated, drink you some water if you're in a place that's hot. We are back. I know. It's been like you probably like, where are you? Where have you been? We have been gone. It was hard. We went on vacation here at the Cup. A lot of us were gone at the same time. So I missed the second episode of Plan to Train, but don't you worry, I am going to get all caught up with episode 2 and 3 in this episode. So don't you worry your pretty little head about it. We are back doing Claim to Fame and we'll be back on our regularly scheduled programming this week, period. So let's get down to business before we start jumping into claim to fame. We will say, hey, I see y'all watching. I see y'all enjoying Claim to Fame. I'm enjoying Claim to Fame. So hit the subscribe button here on this channel. It just takes a half a second to just click the subscribe button so you won't miss any of our content that we put out. We have Claim to Fame, we have Big Brother, we'll have Survivor coming, we'll have more things coming here on the Cup TV. And like I said, we're part of the Cup Network, so we have three other channels that you can go check out and subscribe if you're a fan of drag or drag race. We have the Cup Pod for you. If you're a fan of Eurovision Song Contest, we have the Cup ESC. And if you are a fan of WWE wrestling and wrestling in general, we have the Cup Ringside. So check out all of our channels, subscribe to all of our channels, and we would greatly appreciate it. All those things will be in the description below. In our link tree, you can just click on all of our links, as well as our audio podcast links if you're trying to check us out on the go. And we have our Patreon down there as well, so you can get early access to our content across all four channels and exclusive content across all four channels. So check out the Patreon and subscribe to that as well. We would greatly appreciate you. So now that all that is out the way, oh, and also before I forget, I don't know how I can forget this, get your cup mug. That link is also in the description below. And a party for myself, party for myself, party for myself. Get your cup mug or any of our cup merch. Just check out lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will also be in the description below. And we do ship domestically here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. And we do ship internationally. So there are no excuses. Period. So now let's get into it. Episode 2 of Claim to Fame. We're talking about after everything that went down, after the talent show happened and we lost our first person. I'm going to bring up I'm going to bring up my visuals so I can keep up with everything as well and keep you posted. Bianca was was our first person to leave us, and we found out Robin Roberts, Robin Roberts was her aunt, which was cool to see. But we move on into the next episode where we find out that this episode is a double elimination episode. And I was like, ooh, so soon. They're trying to get folks up out of there. Like quick, fast, and in a hurry. So it was like, all right. But it was a double elimination, and they were going to be um playing in teams, and the challenge itself was that they were going to have to get a clue off the table and then row these boats out to get the letters of the answers that they were trying to say. It was like if you watch Big Brother, it was the whole Big Brother, spelling bee type of challenge, but instead of getting all sticky and disgusting and gross, it's just water. They're just swimming out, rowing these boats out on the lake. So the team broke down where Gracie Lou was the captain and Naomi was the captain. I'm gonna take this banner off so you can see these names down there. But um, Naomi was the captain, Gracie Lou was the captain, and so the captain automatically goes down with the ship regardless, no matter what happened. That was what was going to happen if their team lost. And if their team won, that captain got immunity. So the team broke down where it was Gracie Lou, Jill, um, Shane, and I want to say Gracie Lou, Jill, Shane, Adam, and then it was Danny, Diedrich, Mackenzie, Miguel. I'm missing Hood somewhere. Gracie Lou. Well, the teams broke. I think it was Gracie Lou Hud. No, Gracie Lou Adam. No, Gracie Lou Hud. I was right. Gracie Lou Hud, Jill, Shane, Naomi, Miguel, Diedrich, Danny. Well, Adam and Mackenzie. I'm missing where they said. I think Mackenzie was on Naomi. Adam was on Gracie Lou. I think. If I'm wrong, y'all correct me in the comments. Y'all know. It's it's been a minute since I watched this episode, but I'm coming back to it. I watched it earlier, so when it came out, so mine's a little fuzzy. But anyway, the teams broke down and they had to go out. Danny had a hard time just getting in the boat. He just kept falling in. I knew that. I was like, because me, I'm a thickums too, and I don't do canoes for that very reason. I don't like them because they like to tip over, and I'm like, no, 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 not me in the water. But he ended up changing it because the red team started off at a good pace. They were good. They were going. They were doing their thing, and then the blue team was kind of struggling a little bit. I think I got these teams mixed up. No, I got it right. But then blue team, red team, red team was doing good. Blue team was messing up. But then the blue team got it together, came on back. Yo, I'm sorry. um, but they had some hard times, even spelling words such as giraffe and and anonymity and celibacy and or uh well, they was trying to spell celibacy, but that was they were just spelling all kinds of stuff. Like the spelling in this competition, I was like, oh no, the American education system is killing people. It's like we don't know how to spell giraffe. Like really? Um, it was wild. We did have a conversation between Adam and Hud and no Naomi earlier in the day. I want to go back to that. That they talked to come up with some kind of you know alliance that they will pull each other's clues, not share them with anybody, and all of them will stay safe and until the end, and then they'll fight it out at the end. But yeah, so that's what they were going to do. Um, but the team that ended up winning was the blue team. It was Naomi's team. Naomi's team ended up winning, and she got immunity. They got their 5 words, and, and some of the clues was giving hints to some people's, you know, celebrity. Um, so Naomi's team wins. She's immune, but Gracie Lou is of course on the block, and she has to choose who's going to sit on the block next to her and be the second guesser. Well, who's going to be another guesser? Um, so everybody's going scrambling. I'm gonna bring up the memory wall so you all can see this. Not the memory wall, but the clue wall. So we can look at that together as well because we're still trying to figure out some people. And I don't know. Some people I figured some things out from just the clues that were given in the wine cellar, and then some people's clues, some people I still have no idea. But I'm looking at this memory wall, it's just trying to figure out stuff too, just like you guys, and just like everybody is, I guess. But some people I do know. Some people are starting to make sense. Some people I'm like, okay, it's little things are happening. Um, so we see everybody start to scramble. Gracie Lou is trying to figure out who she could guess. She really doesn't know. Um, she doesn't know anybody for sure. She pulled a um a clue, but she's not able to use that because Naomi is safe, and that's the clue that she pulled. So it was more like the team got together trying to see if they could brainstorm and see if they can get anybody who they knew. Um, they just, just going back and forth, just trying to figure it out. Um, the other team was like, they're trying to play defense, really. It's like, we don't know who they're going to pick. Let's just try to hope it's not, one of us. Um, so it was a lot of scrambling. Then um we had Naomi go to the wine cellar and she pulled Hud's clue, like she promised, like she agreed to in this, this alliance that they were gonna pull each other's clues. And so here's the clue: cherries plus a bomb plus a painter plus an owl with a speech bubble plus a person with knee pain plus needle and thread plus thumbs up. I have no idea who that is. She thought she figured out that she figured she knew who it was. And so she said somebody. I don't remember who she said because I don't know that person. But she said somebody and she had an idea of who HUD's person was, but sticking to the agreement, she was going to keep it to herself. She wasn't gonna say anything. Um so they all everybody's still struggling. We see Jill kind of like, mm, I felt like I didn't even remember who Jill was until somebody said her name and when in the conversation. I think Grace Glue said her name. So I kind of felt like, yeah, she wasn't going to be a, s- you know, be here long because they just kind of brushed by her. Like she didn't really get an edit in this episode or in the episode prior. So I really didn't remember she was there. Honestly, if I'm being honest, that when I didn't realize that she remember her. But she uh she had a moment where she was trying to figure out people too. She was like, I just don't know. Um and so Miguel kind of figured everybody was going to be coming for him. And so he came up with the plan. He came up with a plan that was going to throw people off their track. And he was working with his number one at the time, who was Diedrich. And so they came up with this plan that he was going to catch Miguel saying his name or the person he's related to, like giving himself a pep talk in the corner, not paying attention, like, come on, we gotta do this. I gotta do this. My vendettas, my vendettas. I can do this. And Dietrich was supposed to walk up on him and then go tell Gracie Lou that he heard him say something about vendettas and vendettas. So everybody was like, he's Antonio Banderas. He's related to Antonio Banderas, blah, blah, blah. Jill had no idea who Antonio Banderas was. she asked producers, like, "Who's Antonio Banderas?" And they were like, "You don't know who Antonio Banderas is?" And she was like, "I have no idea. Oh my god, I don't know." So we get down to the vote, and we'll get down to the elimination, and Gracie Lou is already up, and she chooses Jill to be there next to her. Um, she lets Jill go first. Jill picks Miguel. Jill guesses his person is Antonio Banderas, and Antonio Banderas is wrong. So Jill is out. We come to reveal that her person she's related to is Uncle Jesse from Full House, John Stamos. John Stamos is there, and that's actually her uncle. Her uncle, John Stamos. And so she we got to talk she talked about how great he is and how wonderful he is. And yeah, there's that. And then so it's Gracie Lou's turn. And she decides to pick Adam, and because she got a hint, a clue from Naomi, because let me backtrack there. She goes and tells Naomi that I have your clue. And if you don't give me some information on the clue that you have, I'll go and give this clue to somebody else. I don't know why she didn't just do that anyway, but I guess she was trying to build up trust between her and Naomi. But you just don't do that, in my opinion. I would always give up to my number one ally, like before, if just in case this doesn't go right. Here, this is who I think. This is the clue. This is who I think it is. Blah blah blah. I want you to advance. Yeah, but she didn't. She and Naomi is kind of like, this girl's too close. She's very close to who my person is, which I think I know who Naomi's person is, but we'll talk about that towards the end. Um, but Gracie Lou listens to Naomi, and Naomi tells her that she's like, okay, I won't give you the clue, but I can give you a hint about Adam, or some my guess about Adam, whom I'm pretty much 100% sure he is. And so she's like, okay, okay. She's like, I think I'm 100% sure Adam is related to Dustin Hoffman. And they were like, it's a duster on the wall. All of these titles of his movies are up there. It has to be Dustin Hoffman. And so, and Gracie Lou was like, you're 100%. She was like, I'm 100% sure it's him. And so Gracie Lou goes and she calls Adam to the floor, and she guesses Dustin Hoffman. And Dustin Hoffman is wrong. And Gracie Lou was done. And her celebrity relative was revealed as John Cryer, whom was in the same movie as the person who I think is Naomi's relative, which is Molly Ringwald to me, I think. And so interesting. And so everybody was shocked to see it was John Cryer, and see that she never lived in Tennessee. She's lived in Southern California her entire life. And that's what it was. And her name is not Gracie Lou, but it's Gracie something, but not Gracie Lou. And then we get a cute moment at the end where John Cryer actually comes and picks her up from, and was like, "What did I tell you? Don't trust anybody." Da, da, da. It was kind of cute, and they so John Cryer picks her up and takes her on home. So that was a cute little moment. We actually got the celebrity in at the house, so that was nice. That was episode 2. So we're going to move to episode 3. Yeah, I'm moving this because I'm not gonna hold y'all long. You know how I do anyway. Me. Episode 3 starts out, and we have people. It's still reeling from the shock that Miguel is not Antonio Banderas' person is not Antonio Banderas but Miguel, they all start to figure out that he's maybe not being so very honest. He's like, "Hmm, maybe he is a wolf in sheep's clothing, you know?" And so people are starting not to fall for his theatrics and his shenanigans anymore. So he is kind of like I would say floundering a little bit because he's trying to, get in, but the house is like, ooh, mm-mm. We kind of know what kind of player you are now. We kind of know what you're willing to do to win this. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. Um, so we get the, you know, typical milling around trying to figure out what's what, who's who, trying to get their brain working again in the morning. We get a little thing in the kitchen where Naomi was like, "Hey, Mr. Jackson," to Diedrich, and he was like, "What you got me?" He was like, "Hey, Mr. Jackson," and he was like, what you call that for? Johnson, maybe." Jackson. I don't think he even remembers that he slipped up and said that. Or maybe he does and he's trying to just, you know, no, no, just trying to detract from it or keep it minimal, like nobody cares. But it's becoming more and more obvious to a lot of people who he is. But then he was like, people were like trying to figure out if it's that or if they call him maybe he's Little Richard. And he got kind of a little like, don't call me Little Richard. Like, oh my God, how come I can't be like Idris Elba? At least he's fine or he's cute. Like, give me anybody else, not Little Richard. Like, he kind of threw a little fit about being called Little Richard. And he was like, I'm not Little Richard. But he did say that his person was somebody who won a rock award. And we all know Little Richard invented rock and roll. He invented rock and roll. They stole it from him. Everything they had, they stole it from him. So there's that. But so we do move on from that. More conversations were had throughout the house. Nothing of huge like importance. But we find out that today the challenge is the telephone game. And I enjoy the telephone game. I really enjoy how they do the telephone game. But this one they added telephone game 3.0. It was a different kind of telephone game. It wasn't just like we've seen in other seasons. And so same limerick. They get limericks off the phone from Nick. I mean, not from Nick. I wish from Kevin, and they have to run it throughout. But this time it had a physical element about it. It was like you had to run through ropes and slip and slides and all kind of stuff to get the clues, and they had different ways of getting the clues and whatever. So the first team, well, the captains were Danny and Shane, and Danny's team was Adam. Was it Adam? Yeah. Danny's team had Diedrich, uh, Mackenzie. Oh no, it was Hud, not Adam. It was Hud. No, it wasn't Adam. It was Danny, Hud, Adam, and Mackenzie. And then it was Diedrich, Miguel, Naomi, and Shane. Yes, absolutely. So those were the teams. And so Mackenzie started with the limericks. She passed it to Hud passed it to Adam. Adam did the physical part and then gave it to Mackenzie. I mean, gave it to Danny, and Danny was the one to put the things together. They also had to know the whole limerick and put words that were missing along with the props that meant words like the mountains. Uh, I was standing in the mountains with a lion, and so they had to do those things and put the props in the right place and the words that were missing in the right place. Um, so started out with that, and like I said, Mackenzie gave it to Hud. Hud gave it to Adam. Adam gave it to Danny. And but the first time out, as soon as Adam started running and going over and under these ropes, he pulled something. He said he pulled something in his hamstring or something. So he was slowing it down a little bit, but he still pushed through to make sure that they can get the first limerick done. They got it done, and and then so then at the second one they switched Adam with Hud. So yeah, Adam with Hud. And so Hud was doing the physical part. Adam was at the beginning. Oh wait, I might be wrong. I know Adam was doing the thing and they switched it with Hud, so I think that's right. Yeah, Adam with Hud. That was it because Mackenzie and Danny still did the thing. Um, so right, I'm right. So they switched Adam with Hud, so Adam wouldn't have to run as much, and he can get to where he was going. Um, and the second one, they got that done pretty quickly as well. Good for that team. Second team, it was a little different. Um, it started with Diedrich on the phone. He runs to Shane. Shane goes to Miguel. Miguel runs to Naomi. And that was what it was. Um, Diedrich and Shane passed the message to Miguel perfectly as well as they could and fine. Miguel, I don't know what that man was doing. That boy was he was giving half clues, not putting it together so Naomi could get the limericks right in the right order. Like she literally had to figure it out, but got caught up on island because island was one of the words for the props. And instead of it looking like a regular island, they had Thousand Island dressing. And she was like, "What is this salad dressing? That's not it. That doesn't mean anything." And so she didn't realize that it was Thousand Islands Wrestling until very late into the game. It was very late. Like you only had a certain amount of time, and they spent the majority of their time doing this first puzzle. Um, and so by the time they finished it and got to the second puzzle, Naomi and Shane switched spaces, and they literally had like 5 minutes to do it, and it was impossible. So that team obviously lost, didn't get a chance to do both puzzles like the other team. So Danny is the winner, and Danny is immune and gets to go to the wine cellar to get a clue. Shane is up for to be the guesser. Um, and he has to pick someone to be the guesser with him, and he picks Miguel, obviously, because that's what everybody wanted. Um, so now Miguel is spiraling, trying to figure out how to save himself. Trying to figure out you know, who to keep or not keep, or well, how does he get safe? That's all Miguel wondering. How do I get safe? He didn't mind who he was go throw under the bus. Who didn't mind who he was go guess. He kind of figured he would be the guesser, so he was like, "How do I not? I need to know somebody. I need to know anybody 100% sure." And so he talked to everybody and tried to get people to help him out. He went to Mackenzie. She said she wanted to help and she would help him, but she told him what she knew, who she thought that the giraffe and Madagascar, I don't know how she came to that conclusion, but it was the island of Madagascar is what she was like, and the voice of the giraffe was, she said, David Schwimmer, and so from Friends, and so she told Miguel that it was David Schwimmer. He went to Naomi, And she was basically was like, "I just don't trust you, dude. Like, honestly, after seeing what you did yesterday, I can't trust that anything you say to me is going to be real. So I can't trust you with information that I have. So it's sorry. That's it. I just want to eat my food." um, he goes to Adam. Adam is like, because Mackenzie told Adam that he told her that might be David Schwimmer. Adam was like, "Cause you like tell him it's Matthew McConaughey, like say Matthew McConaughey." She was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." But then she turned around and said, "He wanted me to tell you it was Matthew McConaughey." So I think we're on the right path with him about David Schwimmer. And so Adam was like, "Also though, you should look at Diedrich. I think he's is related to Little Richard because you see how defensive he got when we called him Little Richard." And he was like, "Well, what about the pompadour? Pompadour look." He was like, "Little Richard had a pompadour." Da da da. So he thinks he's Little Richard. So Miguel was going back and forth. Meanwhile, Danny is in the wine cellar and he's getting his clue. And his clue was a scarecrow. He pulls Diedrich's clue, by the way. And he pulls a scarecrow, owl with bubble, person walking, rewind, in a joystick, Ian joystick, L, plane landing. Now, for me, looking at this clue, and I'm sure for a lot of you, this was obvious. Obvious. I was like, person walking, rewind, in person walking in rewind, moving, person walking backwards, moonwalk. Period. The scarecrow, the whiz, the bubble, pointed at the bubble, bubbles the monkey, the chimp bubbles. Person walking in rewind is like we said, moonwalk. In joystick lever. Well, we thought it was a joystick, but it was like a lever. So I was like, never landing, Neverland. It just makes sense. We know who his person is. Michael Jackson, obviously. Um, and people know that, but I think people are trying to not say it. They want to say it, but not say it. They thinking it, but they don't want to say it just in case they need it to call him out. But that's who that was the clue. I saw it and I was like, okay, Michael Jackson. Period. I don't know why people want to go like that. Jackson family is all famous. So I would have went to the least obscure Jackson, but they still famous. Like Latoya is famous, but who would think of Latoya Jackson? But that's my aunt. So I would have did it. Uh, um, or whoever his dad is Jermaine, Tito, Jackie, Marlon, all of them famous, just less famous than Michael. Like, just I would pick them. I would pick one of them. But but Miguel is going back and forth between. He said Michael Jackson, but then he was like, "But it might be Little Richard because Adam told him Little Richard," and seeing how defensive he got about Little Richard. So they go down to the eviction area. They all vote. It was a unanimous vote that Miguel was going to be the guesser, and Miguel guessed for he picked Dietrich, and he guessed Little Richard. And of course, he was wrong. I was like, why wouldn't you think Michael Jackson? Are you kidding me? After seeing that clue, even before, I was looking at that boy on day one, and I was like, that's a Jackson. He got that Jackson face with that shiny face, that shiny, he got the square jaw with that shiny face, looked like Jermaine all day. But that's just me being old, knowing who Jermaine Jackson is, and looking up Jermaine Jackson face to see it. Um, but yeah, he picked Little Richard, so he was wrong, and his celebrity was revealed, and it was Jamie Lee Curtis, and nobody was on that track. But that was obviously his clue with the Friday, um, when they were doing the limericks, and they mentioned Friday because Jamie Lee Curtis was a Freaky Friday. She danced bad. That was in True Lies when she was doing that bad dancing. Um, it made him very sad, so he sent her off to an island. It was Jamie Lee Curtis, but nobody really got that, and so everybody was shocked to see that his relative was Jamie Lee Curtis. And yeah, I was like, wow, he was doing so well. If he just played his hand too early and too obvious, like let's come up with this scheme. He's just playing so hard, and I know he was trying to play so hard so he could help with this money because he really needed this money for his mom. He wanted to do something big and nice for her. Um, but he just played so hard, so fast, and it was just like, get it? I think he did a really good job. It was just so hard, so fast, and I was, ugh, but I hate it for him. But I really enjoyed Miguel on the show. I really wanted to see him a little longer, but it is what it is. But that's about it. That's about it. What happened this week and well, last week and this week. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled program. I will be back here every Thursday to discuss, or every Friday. It comes on Thursdays. I'll be back every Friday to discuss Claim to Fame. So we will have that. We'll be back on schedule, on track for that. But that is all, y'all. I told you I wasn't gonna hold you long, but I was gonna get you both episodes in. Absolutely. If you have any thoughts, comments, if you have any guesses of who people are, let me know in the comments below. I would love, love, love to hear your thoughts and who you think is who. Um, we had some guesses from some of the panel here on the cup, but I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you all think. Who is who? And let me know. If you want the spoilers, don't tell me. But if you are really just true to going along and trying to guess, let me know. But yeah, I would love to hear what you have to say and who you are rooting for. Let me know in the comments below as well. Um, subscribe to this channel though. I see y'all watching. I appreciate you watching, but I would love if you would subscribe to this channel as well, so we can keep you all up to date on Claim to Fame and all of the other shows that's out there. You can check out all of our other channels. Go to our link tree and click on all the links below for all of our YouTube channels here at the Cup Network. Also, our audio podcast links are down there as well. And our cup mug link, our cup merch link. I won't say cup mug, but our cup merch link is down as well. So you can get that. Our Patreon is also there. And you can follow us on all of our socials at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow me if you'd like. That'll be great. That's my Instagram right there. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my Twitter is down below. And yeah, we're gonna get out of here. So see y'all next week. Cheers. Cheers. Who is your claim to fame? I don't know. I don't know. Bye.